Hello once again, welcome to Mima's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this phone bag here. So this is a nice and beautiful phone bag, and even if you're a crochet beginner, I'm going to show you how to make it step by step. So this is the bottom of our bag, and this stitch here is the spike stitch, and the lid was done with single crochet. So this is the inside of our bag. You can see that we have a pocket inside. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we're going to need for us to crochet this bag. So you're going to need a scissors. You're also going to need a crochet hook, and this is a 4mm crochet hook. It corresponds to the size of yarn that I'm going to be using. This one here is Macrame cord, and it is 3mm thick. This one. However, if you don't have this, you can use any other type of yarn that you have. Just make sure that you're using a corresponding crochet hook. You're also going to need a tapestry needle, stitch markers, about 7 of them. You're also going to need this lock here. If you don't have this, you can use a button. You're also going to need these D-rings. If you don't have these D-rings, you can just join the handle straight to the bag. So this is what we're going to need. So let's begin. So we're going to begin with a chain of 12. So if you want a bigger bag, you just increase the number of chains or reduce for a smaller bag. So I'm going to make a slip knot. Then we chain 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to continue and come back with 12 chains. So we're going to be crocheting in US terms. So our first round is going to be single crochet in US terms, and it's double crochet in UK terms. So I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook, and then I'm going to insert into the second one, pick up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. So this is going to be the first stitch of the round, and I'm going to mark it. Again, in the next chain, I'm going to put 1 single crochet. In the following, another single crochet. This one, a single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to continue putting 1 single crochet up until we're in the last chain. So here I'm left with this last chain here, and I'm going to put 4 single crochets in the same chain. So insert 1, and then mark the stitch, another one in the same space, 2, mark it again, 3, mark it again, and then 4, and then we mark it again. So we've marked 4 stitches here. So next we're going to be crocheting at the back of the chains. Okay, so you'll be inserting your hook here and putting 1 single crochet. So I'm also going to be hiding this tail as we crochet. Okay, so insert here, and then work 1 single crochet into the next, and single crochet like this. So I'm going to continue up until we're towards the end here. So in this last space that we're left with, I'm going to put 3 single crochets. So that's 1, and we're going to mark them. Another 1, 2, and then 3. So we've completed the first round. Moving on to the next one. Remember, this one here with the yellow stitch marker is the starting point. So I'm going to put 2 single crochets in that stitch, and we're going to mark the first stitch of the round. Okay, so I've put one. So in the same space again, in the same stitch, we're going to put another single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to continue putting one single crochet in the following stitches. One, the next one single crochet, one single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Let's meet in the stitch marker here. So here in these marked stitches, we're going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker in this one and put 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So that's 1, again 2. So repeat again in the following stitch. 1, then again 2. In this one, 1, and then 2. And then this one, 1, and then 2. Okay, so these stitches do not have stitch markers, so we're going to be putting 1 single crochet. So that's 1, and the next 1 single crochet. So let's continue and meet here. Okay, so here again we repeat what we did with the other stitch markers. In this one we put 2 single crochets, so that's 1, and then again in the same stitch 2. In the following 1, then the second stitch 2, and then the last stitch of the round we put 2 again, 1, and then 2. Okay, so we've completed the second round of our bag. So next we now want to start crocheting the sides of the inner pocket. So here we're going to insert our hook in the back loop only. So you find that we have the front and the back, the front and the back. So we're going to be inserting in the back loop and then work 1 single crochet. So we're going to mark the first stitch of the round, and the next stitch in the back loop 1 single crochet. Again here 1 single crochet, here again 1 single crochet. So I'm going to continue putting 1 single crochet in each stitch up until we're back here at the starting point. Okay, so we're now back at the starting point. Okay, so moving on to the next round, we are now going to be inserting our hook below both loops. Okay, so here this is the first stitch. So instead of the back loop like we did in the previous round, we're going to be inserting below the 2 loops like this, and then work 1 single crochet. So this is the second round of the sides. In the next stitch 1 single crochet below both loops. Okay, okay, so let's continue putting 1 single crochet in each stitch below both loops up until we're back here at the starting point. Welcome back. So this is our bag so far. So we've done 2 rounds for the sides and we have 2 rounds for the base. So we have 1, 2 for the sides. So we're going to be repeating the previous row that we just did, inserting your hook below the top 2 loops of the stitch and work 1 single crochet, okay, in each stitch. So you put 1 single crochet Remember to mark the starting stitch of each round. In the next stitch, you insert below the top 2 loops, and then you work 1 single crochet again. So we're going to be repeating this up until we have 20 rounds of the sides, and then come back. So your bag should be curving inwards like this. Okay. So let's repeat, putting 1 single crochet in each stitch up until we have 20 rounds, and then come back. Welcome back. So from this point up to this point, I've done 20 rounds. So if you want to increase the height of your bag, you can keep on adding more rounds. So here at the end, I'm going to cut and fasten off. So now we want to crochet the other part of the bag, the outer part. So we're going to be inserting our hook into these loops here, just after the second row, just after the second round. Okay, so we have the first, the second, these loops at the top of the second round. Okay, so we'll be inserting our hook through these loops. Okay, so before we do that, we also want to mark 3 stitches along the curved edges of our bag. So here you just take three stitches that are along the edges. So I'm going to take this one and mark them, 2, and then 3, and then come again this other side. We have 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so, and this is the starting point. Okay, this is the last stitch and this is the starting point. So make a slip knot, like this, and then come insert your hook like this, grab your slip stitch, grab your slip knot, pull it through, and then chain 1. So in the same space again, insert your hook and work a single crochet. Like this. So I'm going to continue in the next loop, this one, and work a single crochet. In the next one, a single crochet. Here, a single crochet, like this. So let's continue putting 1 single crochet in each of these loops up until we're at the stitch marker here. So here, in each of these marked stitches, we're going to put 2 single crochets. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and then I'm going to put 2 single crochets. So that's 1. So again, in the same stitch, we put another one, 2. We repeat the following stitch here, 1 single crochet. Again, let's put another one, then 2. We'll move on to the last one. The last one that was marked, it's 1, and then 2. So I'm going to continue Again, putting 1 single crochet in each of these loops up until I'm at these marked stitches here. Again, in each of these marked stitches, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. So you move a stitch marker and then you put 2. It's 1. In the same space, you put another 1. Again, and then 2. So this is the last stitch. And put 2 again. Okay, so we'll finish the first round. So next, we're going to come and we're going to crochet in the back loop only. Okay, so we have the front and the back. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch into the back loop and work 1 single crochet. So you have to mark that stitch since it is the starting point. Then in the next one, 1 single crochet. Okay, again 1 single crochet in the back loop. Okay, like this. So I'm going to be inserting in the back loop of each stitch right round up until we're back at the starting point. Welcome back. So I finished the second round for the outer part. Okay, at this point you want to make sure that the total number of your stitches is an odd number. So I've counted my stitches and I found that I have 40. So this is not an odd number, it's an even number. So I'm going to add 1 more stitch to make them 41, which is an odd number. So I'm just going to come in the last stitch and put another single crochet. So I now have 41. So next we're going to change the pattern and we're going to start crocheting the spike stitch. Okay, so here this is how you do the spike stitch. So in the first stitch I'm going to insert my hook below both loops like this and then work 1 single crochet like that. So I'm going to mark the first stitch of the round and we're going to do that up until we finish the back. In the next stitch, instead of inserting my hook below the top 2 loops, I'm going to come in the previous round. Okay, so this is where I'm supposed to insert, but I'm going to come. Okay, this is the first stitch and this is the second. Okay, and then insert my hook there and pick up a long loop, this one, okay, to the height of the working round, yarn over and then pull through like this. Okay, as you can see, this is the spike stitch. So let's do another one. In the next stitch we alternate. I'm going to put single crochet at the top in the working round, okay, like this. And then in the next stitch, instead of inserting here, I'm going to go 1 round below. Okay, remember we inserted this one and then in the next stitch we did single crochet here. So in this one I'm going to come here and work a spike stitch like this. Okay, so let's do one more. So in the following stitch, single crochet at the top like this, and then in the next stitch, so you don't insert here but rather you come 1 round below, just below that stitch, okay, here. Okay, then insert your hook, pick up a long loop, okay, lift it up to the height of the working round, yarn over and then pull through. Okay, so you can see that we have 1, 2, 3 spike stitches that we've done and 3 single crochets. So I'm going to repeat, put a single crochet in the following followed by a spike stitch, okay, and then in the next one here you put a spike stitch like this. So let's do that right round up until we're back here at the starting point. Welcome back. Okay, so I finished the third round. Okay, and here we began with a single crochet. So your last stitch of the round should be single crochet. Okay, this one I just did a single crochet here. So moving on to the next round, I'm going to remove the stitch marker. So since I just did a single crochet, this one that was single crochet is now going to be a spike stitch. So instead of inserting my hook here, I'm going to come one round below again, but this time we don't have the back loop like we were doing here. We're inserting here. Okay, one round below, pick up a long loop. Okay, and then work a normal single crochet like this. So let's mark the first stitch of the round. So this one, it was a spike stitch, so now it's going to be a single crochet, a normal single crochet. So we insert at the top like that. Okay, we come again into this one we just did a normal single crochet, so the next stitch is going to be a spike stitch. So instead of inserting here, you come one round below. Okay, so instead of here, you come one round below and you work a spike stitch like this. Again, in the next we put a single crochet at the top. So a spike stitch from the previous round, in the current round it will be a single crochet, and then a single crochet in the previous round. In this current round that we're working on, it will be a spike stitch like this. So you alternate a spike stitch, a single crochet, a spike stitch, a single crochet. So I'm going to repeat that right round up until we're at the end of the round. Welcome back. So I'm almost at the end of this round, and this is our pattern. So it's not different from this one that we're doing single crochet throughout. So this is spike stitch. So here I'm now in the last stitch. Okay, and then in the last stitch we're going to put a spike stitch like this. Okay, so we now have 4 rounds of the sides. So moving on to the 5th one, we're just going to be repeating the 4th one that we just did. This one, in the first stitch we put a single crochet, and then in the next one you put a spike stitch. Okay, in the next one you put a normal single crochet in the working round. In the next, instead of here, you go one round below, and then you put a spike stitch like this. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat the pattern up until we have about 22 rounds of the sides. Okay, so this one is the 5th, so I'm going to add more up until you have about 23 rounds, and then come back to show you the work. So this is our bag, and I've done 27 rounds, and this one that I'm working on right now is the 27th round. So if you want your bag to be bigger, you just keep on adding more rounds. So the 27 rounds are the total for the outer part of the bag. Okay, so now before we complete this round that we're working on, we also want to put these D rings here for the handle. So we just want to place them along the edges. Okay, so just lay your bag flat and put one stitch marker along each edge. Okay, so I'm just going to put one here, and then I'm going to put another one here like this. So we're going to put our D-rings onto these marked stitches. So here I'm just going to continue with the pattern. Okay, single crochet, and then in the next spike stitch, single crochet, spike stitch, okay, and then this one, single crochet. So here I'm left with one more stitch before we reach this one that is marked. So I'm going to take my D-ring, okay, and I'm going to remove the stitch marker, okay. So I'm going to place it on top of the next 3 stitches. So I insert my hook through the D-ring and then through the stitch, okay. However, for these ones I'm just going to crochet single crochet, okay, so like that, one, and then in the next I'm just working normal single crochet, 2, okay, and then let's crochet the last one, 3, like this, okay. So we continue with the pattern. So here we're supposed to put a single crochet at the top there. Here we put a spike stitch, okay. So I'm just going to continue with the pattern. Let's meet again towards this other stitch marker. So I'm now here at the stitch, and you find that for this one I've done it differently from this one. So we want to make sure that these D-rings are exactly on the sides, okay. So I didn't leave another stitch here, so that means I'm going to crochet 3 stitches from where I am right now, which is almost the same with what I did. So that means I'm also going to include this first stitch, so we have 1, 2, 3 stitches. So I'm going to place my D-ring on top, and then we work on single crochet, okay. So you want to make sure that these are exactly on the sides, okay. So here, remember this one was marking the starting point, so we've just completed the round, but now we want to crochet the lead, okay. So we are no longer going to be crocheting the spike stitch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come into the next stitch and we're going to crochet single crochet. So in the next one we're just going to be inserting our hook below those 2 loops and crochet 1 single crochet in each stitch. So here I'm just going to mark the stitch just after the D-ring, this one, okay. So I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet up until somewhere here, okay. So here just before the ring I'm going to chain 1 and then we turn. So in the first stitch of the row that we just did, okay, the chain 1 does not count as a stitch, this one, so I'm going to insert in the first stitch and work 1 single crochet. In the next one, okay, 1 single crochet. So we're now increasing the height of the lead, and it is just going to be single crochet throughout, okay. So I'm going to continue up until I'm in the stitch marker here. So here I'm going to remove the stitch marker here and put 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to chain 1 and then we turn, okay. So I'm going to repeat putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. At the end of the row you chain 1 and then you turn up until we've added about 10. Let's add 10 rows and then come back. So These are 10 rows, but they're a bit short, okay, if you overlap them like this. So I'm just going to add a few more rows again and then come back. So I've added 3 more rows to make them 13. From this point up to this point we have 13 rows, but still if you want to increase the number of rows there, it's still fine. Okay, so this is our lid. So here at the end I'm going to cut and then we fasten off. So you can use fabric glue here or even a lighter just to keep this end in place. Okay, so this is our bag. Okay, that's the inside with an inner pocket there. So next we want to crochet the handle. So I'm going to leave a tail about 15 centimeters. Then I'm going to chain 2. So I start with a slip knot, this one, and then I'm going to chain 2. So that's 1 and then 2. Okay, so I'm going to go into the second chain from the hook and then pick up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. So you find that we have this back loops, this one and this one. So I'm going to turn and then I'm going to insert into that back loop and then pick up a loop, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and then pull through. So you find that on this side we now have 2 loops, 1, 2. So again I turn and then I insert my hook through those 2 back loops and then pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so you find that again we have these 2 loops here, so you turn and then again insert your hook through those 2 back loops, pick up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and then pull through. So again we have these 2 loops here, so you turn, insert, pick up a loop, yarn over and then pull through. So going to continue with this pattern up until our handle is long enough to be a crossbody handle. So this is our handle. So here at the end I'm going to pull, then we're going to cut. So make sure that you leave a tail again. Okay. So next I'm going to thread onto a tapestry needle. Then we're going to join onto the back. Okay, so I've joined this side. I'm going to go on and join the other side and then come back. So I've joined on both sides. Okay, so also make sure that before you join on the other side, your handle is not twisted. Okay, so this is our bag. Now we want to place this lock here. Okay, so I'm just going to place it in the middle. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this lock onto the bag and then come back. Welcome back. So we've placed the lock and this is our handle. Okay, and this is our bag. Okay, and this is the inside of the bag. We have a pocket and then on the other side. Okay, thank you for watching Mama's Crafts. Please do subscribe, like and comment for more videos. Thank you.